With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin. Happy Halloween, everyone. We hope that you all stay safe and healthy this Halloween. Make sure if you are taking the kids out tonight to bring a flashlight and ensure the children's costumes are reflective. Be sure to keep to known safe neighborhoods and make sure your kids are accompanied by an adult. Drivers also be careful tonight as well. Keep an eye out for those little ghosts and goblins going door to door. We hope you all have a safe and happy Halloween. Halloween, of course, definitely a time for ghosts, goblins, and other scary things, and one thing that can be scary this time of year is your heating bill. On Barnstable this morning, we spoke with Energy Coordinator Richard Elbrick, who gave us some tips to stay warm and keep those costs down this winter.
Well, this really is the perfect time of year to consider lots of different things about your house and ways of preserving your energy dollars. You want to sort of look at both the envelope of the house and the heating source as well. Certainly with respect to the outside or the envelope of the house, you want to make sure your windows and doors are all buttoned up. You want to make sure everything is properly caulked. As you get to the inside of the house, obviously you want to make sure that your home is adequately insulated. One of the most important ways to save yourself money on energy costs in the wintertime is to have your house as well insulated as it possibly can be. And one of the things I'd recommend, actually, before we go any further, is that everybody consider getting a Cape-like compact energy assessment. That's something that's made available to everybody who pays an electric bill and on a Cape, and you get, as I say, an energy assessment, and you'll identify lots of energy-efficient upgrades that you can take advantage of, and then you can get up to 75% off all of the costs for installation and free light bulbs. So it's well worth it. The telephone number is 1-800-797-6699. Once again, the Cape Lake Compact Energy Audit or Assessment telephone number is 1-800-797-6699. So it's, that's something everybody can do. It's relatively painless, and a huge majority of the cost for any of the recommended upgrades gets paid for by the Cape Light Compact, and you save some energy and can be a little bit greener as you go through the winter season. So, those are some of the things. And then when you get to the inside of the house, certainly one of the most important things anybody can do is to have their boiler or their heating system tuned up so that it runs efficiently. You can save, perhaps $100 or more in energy costs a year, and if you get new air filters as well for gas-fired hot air systems, you're going to be much more energy efficient in terms of how you run your energy system. So you want to do both the inside and the outside.
How often would you, how often would you recommend a tune-up for your heating system? Is that something that people should do on a yearly basis?
It is, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I had mine tuned up just recently, and they go through the entire burner as well as you're changing your fuel filter. And just as is the case with your automobile, it's something you really got to do on a regular basis. People tend to put it off 2 or 3 or 4 years or more. Some people, maybe they don't do it at all, and it has a huge impact on the efficiency of the system. So certainly it's recommended that your boiler be tuned up once a year.
Elbrick also spoke about keeping costs down within the town. In terms of inside, is there anything else people can do to try and reduce their energy costs this winter?
Well, they want to, obviously they don't want to be heating rooms they're not using, so you want to shut down unused living spaces and save the cost and energy there. You always want to keep your fireplace damp or closed, obviously when it's not in use. There's an amazing amount of warm heat that will go up that damper if it's left open. Getting programmable thermostats is really good for people who are going to be away. Say if they're working a 7 or 8 hour shift, they can set the thermostat at a comfortable daytime temperature. When they're not there, of 55 degrees, and that's and when they're there, bring it up to 68 or so. But that's certainly a way that you can save some money as well. So it's about making sure that you eliminate any possible opportunity for the air to go in and out with duct sealing and and the caulking, and then of course the insulation, and making sure your heating system is as tuned as it can be. Those are the primary things you can do to sort of prepare yourself for the cold winter months. And a couple of other things of putting plastic on your windows if you don't have good storm windows that have some value. For people who have a lot of sliders, you could purchase drapes for the north side, or for all of them. For if again, it's a way to keep the heat in and the cold out. I have a friend way up north who's got that. Obviously down here it's not cold, doesn't get to be quite as much of an issue. But anyway, you can keep the energy in. It'll save you some money.
Right, and I know in the summertime, Richard, we've talked about leaving certain blinds open on certain sides of the house to let the sun shine in order, in the case of the summertime, to keep the sun out, to keep it cooler in there. Does it work the opposite way in the wintertime if you want to, the sun's going to come in on a certain side of the house during the day? Do you want to leave those blinds open? Will it help keep the house warmer?
Believe it or not, it certainly does. It's sort of taking advantage of solar, it's passive solar, and anytime you can let the sun come in and allow the room or the floor to be a heat vacuum to hold on to that heat, and then at the nighttime you close your blinds. It does certainly serve to keep more of the heat inside and save a little bit more energy again. One of the other things I wanted to mention, if we've just got a minute or two, is
absolutely.
While we talk about this on the residential side, we really have to go through all of these sorts of things on the municipal side. As you can imagine, the boilers and the HVAC systems are much larger, but they need to be cleaned and tuned just in the same way. The nighttime setback sequence for the boilers has to be calibrated and clocked. For the town hall and the school administration buildings, they've got digital controls on all the high efficiency modulating boilers that have to be rechecked in the fall, filters changed on all the hot air heating furnaces, and then there's 64 adjustable, programmable thermostats that have to be adjusted in the fall as well. So the town's got a lot of things similarly that it has to do. The town has taken full advantage of the Cape Light Compact municipal energy efficiency upgrades, and we've done a lot of work at our water pollution control facility by way of electrical controls. The pumps, when they're designed as they are now to be variable speed, they can be much more efficient and much more energy saving. So we changed the controls on many of the pumps. We also have done, just at the town hall recently, those windows that were installed are, for municipal buildings of that type, are highly energy efficient. So we've changed the windows, we've added insulation in many of the buildings, and one by one, all of the town's buildings are also undergoing Cape Light Compact energy audits. So they're getting new lighting, new fluorescent lighting. Where appropriate, we're adding insulation, and it's sort of one building at a time. When you've got a municipal building asset inventory that we do, it takes a while to work through it, but that's something we're doing on a regular basis, actually.
Again, that number to call if you're interested in a Cape Light Compact Energy Efficiency Review is 800-797-6699. For Barnstable Today, we hope you all have a safe, fun, and happy Halloween. I'm Sarah Colvin.